Welcome to Therapy Tiny. This is yet another episode, and today, still me, your host, Amuru, joined by a beautiful, gorgeous friend in bride. Tell us your name.
Daphne.
Yeah, Daphne. Do you tell us more about yourself, or you just want us to know you as Daphne? Full stop. Full stop.
Just joining
Full stop. That's enough. So, hello. We're talking about something I'm passionate about because I have failed terribly at it.
I think so.
In some aspects or in some way, and at the same time I have performed well, in another, aspect of it. So tunaongelea ubeshte, urafiki, aka friendship, with the language that came with the ships. So friendships and friendship fallouts, something like that.
Yeah.
So, hey, first I feel small banter. How are you, friend?
Feeling. How are you?
We're going to see that. Let's see.
But I'm serious.
Okay, so we've been friends for like
Since high school. 2015.
Yeah.
And we first. I'm telling our age.
It's a lie. Not 2015. You've lied.
Oh no, 2015. Yeah. We met in high school.
Yeah, we met in high school.
2015 we in campus.
We became friends about 2012. Yeah, nakumbuka because we were from 2.
Yeah.
So that's about 10.
We were talking in Form 1. I didn't even know who you
You
were.
were not. You were mid bitch.
I was a mean bitch.
No, you were. No, you. I don't know why we were not friends.
I don't think
you're not the most friendly person.
Yeah, I still am not because I think because personality. Was I still friendly with them?
Yeah, you. No, we were
No,
just
I wasn't.
classmates.
Yeah, I wasn't friendly. Actually.
Until we slept in the same area.
That was Form 2.
Yeah, Chewy.
Oh yeah.
That's how I know your friends are not good. They don't remember how you met. I'm here telling you,
I genuinely don't remember because I used to find myself. I think maybe we were talking because you were friends with someone who was friends with me, right?
Who? No. No, we were not friends with Glow in Form 1. Yes,
We were
no. We
besties.
became friends with yes. Okay, in your mind. It's
Okay, we've known each other since.
Since it's been over a century, yeah. To my trial, you can say.
Yeah.
Because we fought in between.
We used to fight a lot.
We fought. In fact, before we became friends, first we fought.
Yeah, for the country.
Anyway, Gumba now.
Zero better now.
So I'd ask the first question for you and for me. What does friendship mean to you?
I think in some sense, I would say it means belonging. It's like you've chosen. Like who have been imposed on you. So it's you're looking for your own belonging. Aside from how you've grown up, like you had no choice. You had no choice. You were in the same area at the same time. It just made sense for you to become friends. So you became friends through that. But as you grow, maybe I would say friendship as you grow it's choosing its intention. I could be like, fine, went to high school, but we don't really need to talk after that. You just go your own way. I can choose not to establish any form of contact. But when we were younger, it was just like, you live around me, you live at home, we go to the same school, so we're friends.
Our parents are friends.
Yeah, our parents are friends. Sometimes maybe even if it's our cousins, because we grow up in the home states with them and stuff like that. So it's in that sense, I would say we're also looking for belonging. It's people who you have shared things with, or environments, or family. But as you grow up, you're looking for your own belonging. Aside from the people who most of us, maybe our parents have never met. Or they didn't know each other, or we didn't grow up as
that's true.
Came here,
And
maybe
literally
search for
chose each
education,
other.
and we chose each other, and we're like, yeah, we're making effort, and decades later, you find that you're friends with this person, and they represent an aspect of who you are, not necessarily because maybe you have something that's shared. Could be a hobby, could be the same cause, could be you're working together, you work together somewhere. Yeah. So it's through your things that you share with this person, or things that other people in your life share. Yeah. So I think that's what I would say friendship means to me. It's me finding my own.
Wow, that's an interesting perspective. I've never thought about what friendship means to me until
I actually also don't think like most times that you just sit and think this is what I'm trying. Yeah, we just like I know I have some, but you don't like say it like that. You just know that people. If I had an issue, I'd call or you really put so much thought into it. Maybe until you have an issue, then that's when you start questioning. And I really like you like that, and
right?
You start questioning all these things.
And such quote unquote issues are what kind of birthed this episode, because I just stood. I don't know if I stood or I sat, but I just thought sometimes we just say, okay, friend, this is my friend, that's my friend, but what does really friendship mean? And why we're here today, we ask ourselves some questions like, am I a good friend? What does a good friend do? Because me, I realized I can say I've been a good friend to some and a bad friend to some, and I don't know why. So now, getting to reflect on what friendship may mean to me is interesting because it means a lot of things. But mostly, I can say that I can explain it in the way that friendship has come through for me. Maybe like friendship for me sounds like laughter. It sounds like good times. It sounds like joy and so much laughter. So when there's now the hard part, that is maybe sometimes you have to get through conversations, hard ones. Sometimes you have to be there for each other, literally when it's hard, or when your friend is not being so, what can I say, so kind. You still apparently are supposed to love them, and not just dump them because they were unkind to you 1 out of 100 times, So I think for me, when I was younger or before, that is up until Juicy, I was viewing friendship as literally bed of roses. We are happy all the time, to go on the same page most of the time. It's very few friendships of mine where we've been able to get through hard conversations successfully. Some very few. Most of the friendships, you find that it's always a good time. There's never a day that maybe you guys are korofishanad or you have something you're arguing about. And there's a few that in the process of getting through some of those hard conversations, we broke up. So I'd say friendship to me right now, the person I am trying to become, it should look like something like what you'd want a nice, happy relationship to be for you. Like, happy days are there, even the sad days, but both days it's me and you against the problem, not me against you or you against me or us against our friendship, something like that. Also, I noticed that let me speak for myself, and I know many others, not many people treasure friendships as much.
Because you just think it's cool, just always.
Like, you feel like, so you have many friends. So like you'll be like, this one. Exactly.
Just avoiding accountability.
That's attack to anyone.
It's avoiding accountability. So what would you say is like good friendship? Like you being a good friend to someone or being a bad friend to someone, how do you like measure that? Be like, at least in this instance, as a good friend, and this is why I'm saying I'm not a good friend to others because of this.
I think for the friendships that I can say, that's a good question. For friendships that I'd say I was a good friend, or okay, let me speak for my friendships. The ones I'd say I'd judge I was a good friend to this person, or they were a good friend to me, are those that the friendships that I would find very easy to throw away, like whatever you did what, that is something very petty. Like you're willing to break up with this person over the pettiest of reasons, you
Yeah.
know. Those are the periods where I felt like I was a really bad friend. And cases when I felt like a good friend is now the friendships where even when it was hard, I still stayed uncomfortable and went through that phase of getting through the challenge that was at that time. And then for now, me feeling if someone is a good friend to me, the times that I felt someone is a good friend to me as opposed to a bad friend, honestly, I can't say I have had bad friends. But I don't know, maybe bad friendships, in my experience, came from friendships that led you completely to the pits. You see, no friendships that led you
Yeah.
to the pit, like they're not taking you to, I don't want to say the right direction, to the more healthy direction. So those are the friendships that term as bad friendships. And I can't say particularly that person was a bad friend because they
So
were bad for
maybe-
me, I was bad for them, blah blah
So
blah.
maybe you can say at the time we didn't have shared values.
Yeah, or
So because you didn't have
Yeah.
shared values, you
Mhm.
find that it's not an environment in which there is a healthy relation. It's things that get you in trouble. It's
Mhm.
things that always get you stressed.
you always
Yeah.
end up doing very bad decisions together.
Yeah.
You know, and when you if it wasn't for that friendship, most of these things maybe you'd not do, or you'd do them limitedly. Some things like those.
Yeah. So how do you choose friends now that we're growing and doing things intentionally? What criteria would you use to like keep the ones you feel like you need to keep, or just be like,
I love that question. I can't wait on something. Where I've reached in my X number years of age. I'd say, okay, going forward, I wouldn't want to throw away friendship over petty issues. But the person I have been was mostly like, if it's meant to be, it will be kind of thing. I've said it kind of I'm like that because sometimes you can try and force, sometimes you can have a fallout and it's just a big fallout, like, but it's very difficult to recover from. So sometimes it's also important to accept that friendships also end.
yeah,
But I can say the friendships that stand the test of time are the ones that I don't know. What can I say? You just hope for. When it comes to human beings, you can't wish someone new forever.
So do you feel like people treasure relationships more than they treasure friendships?
Definitely, and I don't know if it's because of the genitalia, the rubbing of the genitalia.
I think
What changes the
I think
thing?
it's that aspect of being like it could be so many things because maybe your partner doesn't like someone with really close friends, but because you want to please this person, you're like fine, I won't talk to them as much.
Mhm.
When it comes to a relationship, you're friends, but I don't like this person you're with.
But you don't care.
You wouldn't make
Even the number of times you forgive your
Yeah,
man or your woman as
Yeah.
opposed to the number of times you forgive your friends.
exactly.
I'm gonna speak for women because if you're women, you'll forgive that man 16,000 times, but your friend wrongs you once.
So you draw the line.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Also effort. Sometimes you put effort in
So that
romantic
will bring you to
relationships.
this. That will bring us to the question. One of our questions. What are some of the causes of friendship fallouts? Just one.
I would say values. Or let's say the values are conflicting. You're not in the same headspace anymore, especially as you're growing. You find that people are drifting and moving and discovering themselves and moving towards areas in which maybe you might not understand as their friends. So it just makes sense sometimes for them to
Go through the path
go
alone.
through the path alone. Yeah. And maybe sometimes somewhere along the lane you meet again, but sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Just-
Yeah, and you just have to do without it. Also, I would say, I think also, I think it boils down to mostly values. Because if so many of the values are not aligning, you're never going to have an understanding. Yeah.
Also ego. Let's talk about the ego. That's the one thing that, oh my god, like it's very difficult, especially in even relationships right now. Today, 2024, people are still struggling with apologizing.
Yeah.
Like, you know you're wrong 100%. You know you're wrong, but
you're not gonna say sorry.
Taking accountability and saying, okay, I did this and this, and I'm sorry, and please and forgive me.
Yeah.
And also, I realized that sometimes people are willing to ask for forgiveness, but again, the ego can cause one to not accept to forgive this other person. Because imagine me before someone has told me, hey, I did this and this and this. It's true, and I'm sorry, please forgive me. And I'm like, I don't forgive you. Do what? And I'm like, hey, our Father in heaven said we forgive each other as we want to be forgiven.
Yeah.
So why okay, but many people struggle with unforgiveness. That's a story for another day. But ego and what you say, the lack of accountability, especially that. And I really struggle with that. Oh my god. What is that people? If it was about shooting shots, for if people are being shot for being not accountable, then I'd be dead. And I don't know why what would you, how would you advise someone who's struggling with accountability? Because sometimes you feel like you've done something, instead of facing it, you ghost that person. It's so bad.
So sometimes you have to ask yourself, say this thing, someone did this thing to me. How would I have wanted them? How would I have expected them to react? So it's also the same thing for you. So you're doing this thing to this person, how would you expect them to react? But you want them in your mind for them to be forgiving, for them to be understanding.
For them to understand. But if it was you
don't want to understand, you don't want to be forgiving, you don't want to be accountable, you want to just acknowledge the thing that you did. Yeah.
Like, we are innately selfish as human beings. Everyone wants to think about themselves.
Yes. But now, being that we are human beings, we're creatures that seek connection. So friendship is about connection. And it's for the connection to happen, that means misunderstandings have to be there, things have to be aligned, difficult conversations have to be had. Yeah, and
people don't like being uncomfortable, though.
You have to.
That's why those conversations, they even kill a lot of relationships.
Yeah, because
like, many semi sorry.
Yeah.
Mama nani.
And it's really small things. So you never buy a cuckoo.
That's the story. Then apologize. Or even a car. You saw the man who beat his wife, mabare.
They got
imagine. You guys shut up. Labda tuachane na mambo yenu. But still, don't you feel like the actual apology really matters?
It does matter. And the apology should follow up with what you did and what you're going to do to make sure that doesn't happen again.
100%.
Yes.
Ooh.
So if it's maybe internal things you need to work on your own, then that's what you need to do to make that friendship work.
So
also these things do apply to relationships because it's almost the same thing.
The only difference is
the romance bit and whatnot. Yeah. But otherwise it's almost the same way you treat your
But people are always more willing to try in relationships than they are with friendships.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
Very sad part. And I am part of the people. But I
think I treasure my friendships more. Because I look at it like this, I'm gonna meet this person. Not to be negative, but I'm gonna meet this person and I'll share part of my life with it because they'll come at different stages and I'll have to fill them in on what has been happening in my previous life for them to understand who this person is. But when it comes to friends,
they've been there,
they've seen these things. And why am I not forgiving to someone who literally is like family? In my own sense of what a family could mean. So
that makes me want to ask you if you've had a friendship for Miss, I treasure my friendships.
Yes, I have. Unfortunately, and it was over very, very, very petty issues. Very, very petty issues.
So was that a close friend?
Yeah. Someone has spent all my days with, literally, because we that's all we had to do. We had time
Yeah.
to
Spend
just
time
to
together.
spend time together. Unlike now, we have to plan this maybe for weeks before it happens.
Months sometimes.
But then I'll just come from wherever I'm coming from, which is very far, go meet up with my friends because that's all I have to do. Chill at home in my bed, watch it the whole day, or just go look for your friends, Yeah. But this
And I think that's why it's easier to nurture friendships when you're students or when you're younger and you have more time.
Yeah, because right now,
people have things to do.
Yeah, unless I inherit friends from people, my associates.
Friends by extension.
No, we were making friends.
No new
It's
friends.
not happening, no new friends.
I feel like
the
friends.
drama. And the drama of having so many friends, it can be overwhelming, especially.
As a person who has many friends, it's very hard to water all those friendships at the same time.
Yeah, you do.
Some people end up being neglected.
And someone thinks, hey man, please cut me off.
And it's not the truth.
It's just funny also how we in the same county.
But
tell me the last time we saw each other. It has to be planned.
Yeah, and
cancelling.
Yeah.
Because things come up and they are important things. Or just life.
That's all lives. Too. Yeah. Every day is just a tiresome day. Trying to grind, trying to find some money.
Yeah. So it friendship follows has happened. Could it have been soft? Yes. Yeah. Was it soft? No. I think no one made the conscious effort to want to,
Why was that? Why do you think that was? Was it ego?
I'm not sure, honestly, because it's something you just never got to talk about, so you really don't know.
Where did you reach out?
Where did I reach out? I didn't feel like I was in the wrong at the time. So I was like,
Did you just slide? So you're willing to let it go just like that?
It's not like I was willing to let it go. Also the circumstances surrounding during that time just didn't allow it. Time passed and it was like, just do it.
I also lost one of my best of friends, like one of my greatest friendships. That was the longest friendship, I think, in my life. And it was really over something very petty as well.
It's always over very petty issues.
Let me tell us, guys watching, is it like that for men as well? I mean, it's just us.
It's over very, very, very petty issues. Like they don't matter. But it's just the way they say a simple conversation is just, I'm sorry, could go a long way. But like sometimes
also your wound, your traumas can really draw you apart. Because during the process of talking and navigating a difficult phase, a lot of other difficult things come up. And it can be difficult to survive that part, especially if the love was strong and and people who were hurt significantly. Yeah. So I think also in the case where people are willing to talk about it, I think I would say is the heart. You just need to, when you're making such a decision, I think moving fast forward, not thinking about it, I would just say that you need to just ask, is the heart too much that you can't consider speaking about this thing and saying how you're going to mend it? Or would you just feel like this is just too much, I'm not willing? Yeah. Then this comes to something like boundaries. Like what exactly did this person do? Did they go break something that's in my values? Is it that I don't like this anymore? No, do I have to let them go? So I think you just need to analyze what is it about this friendship that has come. What does it come to in this friendship that now you can't keep it? Now you're like, no, it can't. Yeah. So just need to think about it, analyze it. From that friendship, from that failed relationship of mine, friendship of mine, I'd say I got very many lessons. And I'd like to share maybe one or two. One being, you don't know what you got till it's gone. That's something that we say a lot, but it's true. It's very true. And when you think about the depth of that statement, you will actually appreciate people more. Yeah. And you your relationships and friendships
Seriously.
with the seriousness they deserve, and
Yeah.
you will treat people, better.
You'll make time.
Exactly. And also another thing is that there's a very thin line between love and hate.
Yeah.
Like maybe sometimes just sit and reflect on a friend. Rather, people should have friendship dates. Where you just go and talk things out. You could be friends, but maybe you hate each other deep down.
Yeah, maybe you can't
Yeah.
tolerate each other. And I think
And bottling up things, you bottle up things. Even in relationships, marriages, actually, because of marriages, you
Yeah.
find that today someone does this, okay, you pack it up. Pack it up tomorrow. Pack it up whenever they do
it
the
used to
other
be
day.
like that. Like,
So you resent this person and they don't know.
no, we're not doing this. We're out. When you can't see you're doing wrong
Or when
things.
you don't know me, I'm angry because you did this, and this person doesn't know. So you bottle up things, because mostly you're afraid to tell. Mostly, some people want to keep the peace, but then you're not at peace yourself.
But that's why they say you're keeping the peace, but who's this peace protecting?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's protecting the other person, but you're suffering inside.
Yeah.
And one day it will do more harm than good. Because that was the problem now. I think that's what happened happens with most fallouts, friendships, relationships.
Yeah.
Like one day you wake up and whatever was bottled up is too much.
And now
And you
it
cannot recover from that.
becomes resentment because those were unspoken expectations.
Unspoken hearts.
Yeah. So I think I would also say though, you shouldn't feel like it's such a loss just to add on. It's such a loss that
The friendship ended.
the friendship ended. It's like I think some things are just seasonal. Some things are just there some people are just there for just a small season of your life. Like I remember the other day we were discussing with some of my friends, and we were like, it's like whatever you're going through in life, it's a form of helping you navigate life in very different aspects. So in whatever stage you're in, you might find that the other person doesn't know what you're going through, but this person knows what you're going through, and they're in a position to assist, and they're able to assist, and they're positioned in such a way that only they can assist. So if you have this other people maybe to still keep your social life going as you're dealing with other things, it's like there's no way you can have the one thing from all the things that you need from maybe your friends in one person. It can be very different people.
That's true.
Yeah. So I think you also just need to be open to it's just like relationships. You cannot expect that person to
And you should avoid codependency, like
Yeah.
depending on one friend for everything that you need in a friend.
Yeah. It's like just the relationship. You cannot depend on one person to fill your cup. You also have to go do your own things, with your own hobbies.
Have your own life.
Have your own life. Then you're able to just be together and fill in the other percentages that are left.
When you can.
Yeah, love is not wasted. Yeah, so don't feel like, oh my god, I hate that I wasted my time with this person, blah blah blah. But
when you were there, you enjoyed it.
yeah,
Unless you
it
didn't.
served its purpose. You made your memories. You just move on to other things. Just like when a relationship ends, you can just be like, no, I'll never get into another one.
I think that's what I'm getting from that is acceptance. How important acceptance is.
Acceptance, which is so hard because especially sometimes I think of very difficult situations people are able to just accept like accountability again. Be accountable, accept, be like, it's fine, I wronged this person. Yeah, they're not willing to let me back. It's okay. Lesson learned for you too. So you learn your lesson, just be a better one to the next person. And you just move on. And in a way, I think people do find a way to be more healthy as long as you're intentional on working towards making your relationships and friendships better. It should work. Also trust. Being able to your friends being able to trust you in things. Because I feel that sometimes like people who do not have maybe siblings or the parents are not there, it's just things that you can't share with your parents. So you have this community that you're able to share with, so trust and confidentiality to some extent, extending support, and just knowing that maybe if my friend was in this situation, this is how I would want them to show up. And you're like, just don't be that friend who you only want
Just
people
don't be
to
a
show
bad
up for
friend.
you, but you never show up for people.
Okay, that brings me to another question. Who would you say is a bad friend?
Who do you say is a bad friend?
Have you ever been a bad friend to someone?
Oh, sorry. I think I would say maybe, but maybe I'm not aware. Not one specific scenario that I
And
can
not
recall.
definitely not intentionally.
Yeah, maybe at one point or another I've been a bad friend, but I haven't noticed. Maybe I neglected someone somewhere, they needed my support, and I didn't know the best way to assist them. Yeah, so you find that maybe that is just that I was a bad friend.
So not being there for someone, for your friend when they need you.
Not necessarily that, it's all things you do. Things you say. Yeah, subconsciously you just say things without putting your friend into consideration that this is something that would affect them. Yeah, because the friends are people who just make you be able to show who you are without judgment. Like if it's something they don't understand, maybe it's something you can just sit down with them and explain to them that this is a topic you don't understand, it's something maybe you don't subscribe to, maybe even because of difference in religion or difference in ways of belonging, in the world. And when the things we do to try to fit in could be a bit of a certain belief and whatnot. I don't understand that belief. Instead of like saying mean things or being insensitive around your friends, I think you can just seek to understand what exactly is that this friend is talking about and how can I assist them,
Maybe if you don't understand, you can seek. Seek to understand. Ask them to
explain and what it means to them. And maybe if you don't understand further, you can be like how that thing means to them, what it means to them, and things like that. Yeah. So you can just seek to understand, and if you feel like maybe, and you can maybe reach a compromise that maybe I'm not comfortable being in this environment. I just, as I try to process maybe what you are, it's also being even the different friend. You don't like try to infringe on what you're feeling on other people. Yeah, just having patience, time, be able to figure things out, very difficult things, and have difficult conversations. And it's just part of forming a bond in a relationship. You have to talk about all those things. Yeah.
Wow, I like that. So what can we do to be better friends?
Better friends, communication. Communication. I feel like the way you said friendship dates, I think right now, because of the age of technology, we feel like
you see someone on social media.
Yeah, because back then you think airtime, you're spending so much airtime calling your friend. They want minutes options, right? So we just used to use credit. Back in high school, for example.
We got to the free SMS.
Yeah, I used to text a lot.
Yeah.
And then minutes came, there were Facebook, they were. Right now, people can subscribe to minutes. For very few minutes to talk. There's WhatsApp, which is almost like free calls, and you're on there for hours and hours and hours, and that quality time is not there. You can always share so much over the phone. That one-on-one time is really important. And I think I was listening to some podcast, and they were talking about rather the host was talking about how maybe for him, the guy used to live in this country, then he moved to the other country. So whenever he comes back to his country of origin, he doesn't have time to meet all his friends and just catch up with them in their life. So what do? They invite all the friends, like you come over to our house, blah blah blah. Sounds like a nice thing, right? Yeah. Which is cool. However, they don't get to have that one-on-one with all of them. They're gonna be here. You're gonna come to this couple, and be like, oh, so who will this be?
It's going to be a banter the whole time.
Yeah, you don't really get to know what exactly has been going on. And in such an environment, I think if someone is going through a difficult time, they wouldn't want to share because it would be like
killing the vibe.
And
also, you're like, do they even care? Do they even care?
Yeah. And it's also not easy. So a lot of effort has to be put to maintain relationships. So meet up once in like a while, update each other. Maybe you feel like also learning to accept the help from your friends because there are people who just don't know. They feel like it's a bother. Yeah, like I used to suffer from that. But I feel like I'm really sick at home, but I'm unable to ask my friend to come help me because I feel like it's a bother. So I think it's accepting the help and accepting that. I'm also trying to be understanding. Yeah, accepting the love that they can come and help me. It's just a few days, and maybe one day down the line they'll also need my assistance or not. But because they're your friends, if you're able to come up with them, I think it's always best that you show up for them. Yeah.
For me, I'd say all those, and also to add to that, we can, to be better friends, I think we need to work on ourselves completely and truly, really truly face yourself and work on yourself to be better friends and girlfriends, daughters, sisters, whatever, brothers. So again, therapy time is helping you.
Yeah.
And also the actual therapy, the one where you go to see a therapist and, handle your things.
Yeah.
But I believe working on yourself mostly, not even a therapist can help you, but see someone come up when you need to face yourself.
Yeah,
that's number one.
Yeah.
You just need to face yourself. Just the way you are.
Because if maybe in the case of maybe where someone is feeling insecure, they might feel like
exactly.
Like or just project things to your friends because you're insecure and say mean things to them because you're not secure in yourself. Yeah, so it's you work on yourself, you become better, you become better to everyone around.
And the friendships that will have survived that period of you getting to better yourself, you end up there. The ones that will fall kati, as long as you know that you are trying to be better every single day, God will understand. Also, you'll make, I don't know. And if it's meant to be, it will be kind of
it. Yeah. I don't think also, we should force things and feel like.
Also, we should give each other more grace as human beings and as friends. And not just, there's a friend of mine who told me that, okay, let me not tacky myself because it was a direct shots fired to me. But it's something in the lines of you wanting to be the one who is understood, but you don't want to understand. You want to be listened to, you don't want to listen. You want to be to be loved, you don't want to love. You want to be cared for,
so you don't have reciprocity.
Yeah, like you just are
a receiver. Take, but you don't give.
Or if you what you give is either maybe you compensate financially. Like people, you see those relationships where someone they just do you bad completely. Then they give you money to account for that, and you're not supposed to ask me. You makasiriko yako peleka huko. See, I give any money.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Also, such people don't like talking about things.
At
they
all.
just like
they just want
things under their rug.
Exactly. They just want to, because of the discomfort. No one wants that uncomfortable face. So as much as you want grace as a friend, you should also be able to
extend the same. Yeah.
That's what I'd say. We would do to be better friends, and I hope you listen to this as a consumer because mostly I'm the biggest fan of therapy time. I get to learn a lot and heal a lot, especially because me honestly, I can't say that I've had the perfect friendships.
Yeah.
As much as I've had successful friendships, the ones that are succeeding so far,
and the majority they are good.
I feel like it's. As a person who has many friends, you can't even tell the numbers. Which ones
so you would say you've really tried to be a good friend?
I'd say I've been just me. So hapo katikati, being me has killed some of them. And being me, the person that I am now, trying to grow from a few things.
Do you feel like in trying to be you,
I forgot.
You neglect
space for other people to be themselves.
Yeah. Or it's that situation where you just don't think much. In this situation, but it's only natural the way you say we behave. We just selfish naturally. So you tend to think about yourself and you don't think much about what the other person is thinking or how this issue will affect them. What they could be feeling.
Or even if you care about what they feel, what you feel seems to be more important to you.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, interesting. But I feel like I know for sure that every single day, we kind of try to be better friends than we were yesterday. I can say that for myself, because especially, but you learn from losing or from losses.
Yeah.
Even in business, like you have to fail 1 to 3 times so you can understand what it means to,
Yeah. I think it's just, I think I feel just to add is just growth. As you're growing, you'll have to learn things and learn
a lot. Kwanza unlearning. Oh my God. And also learning yourself, learning your triggers, your patterns, your traumas, things you need to heal from, things you need to move on from, things you need to stop.
Yeah, because you cannot make excuses forever. Right?
Oh, I
don't do this because this.
Oh, this is who I am.
Or just understand.
This is just who I am,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if everyone was themselves and not giving a ish about everyone else, some people would just be out there shooting other people at it. It just felt like touching your walls, I touched them. I just felt like shooting you, so I shot you. I just felt like raping you, so I raped you, kind of thing. So that feeling of I just will do this because it feels good to me is so selfish.
Yeah.
And I believe it can cause very, very serious harm.
It can, because then it's lawlessness again, lack of accountability again. Because if you
and also, I think I'm done for the day. Emotional regulation, like just learn how to get a hold of yourself.
Yeah,
because I'm a human being. You will feel things. I may feel right now that this particular friend, when you go, I just want to be mean to you. First of all, and there's no reason for that, or this person, this your spouse, for instance, just get a hold of yourself. Jua ground, like jua kujishika, like you just like, you can. They may go low, but you may want to go lower, but you can tell yourself, no, let me just hold myself.
Yeah, like this is something that can be avoided.
Exactly. Because you can put fuel to the nini.
Yeah, something very small.
Fire, you put a lot of fuel, and then when it burns, you're wondering why it's burning. It's because you put the fuel. Anyway, it's some things about senior advice, because you preach. We're not preaching. We're not. This is literally therapy in China. Learn from our own mistakes, each other's mistakes, trying to get better every day, because we don't want to bring our kids to a situation where I cannot regulate my own emotions and I'm someone's mom. That's now scary, because that's why I find that sometimes even kids don't talk to their parents. You have fallouts with your own parents. You have fallouts with, such things, your siblings, I think we've done a bit of justice to this topic today. And I've learned many, many things.
Yeah, I feel like it's an evolving thing. You can't learn everything at once. And you just have to improve.
So I know there'll be a 1.2 to this at 2.1,
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for gracing us with your visit.
And for being my friend for decades now.
I hope I'm a good friend to you.
Yes, you are.
Oh.
I think we've tried.
To be
terrible.
Because us, we've had even uncomfortable conversations, man.
Yeah, so many of them.
So many. We fought in the middle of town. We've moved past that.
I can't remember.
Not in the middle of town. Like we've gone home. We act like a whole couple.
Oh my God,
gone home separated. But then they being able to be uncomfortable around it is what made us get through it.
Yeah.
So,
and I think
maybe you can take that. If you don't take anything from this episode today, be comfortable with the uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah. Also, I think
don't bottle it up.
It worked because you reached out. Personally, I don't. I just whatever. Let me soup this in your bag. And if you don't talk to me, then fine.
Oh, you would have talked to me because you love me.
Oh well.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. We are happy that you've been with us from the beginning to the end. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Adios.